In this video, I'm going to show you how you can transpose audio within Ableton Live so you can change the key of any song within seconds. This video is brought to you by Lead Worship with Ableton, my online course that's going to walk you through step-by-step how to use Ableton Live to run a click, tracks, automate lyrics and lighting in worship, and a whole bunch of other cool things you can do with this software. Click the link in the description to learn more. Let's dive behind my computer and I'll show you how to transpose audio within Ableton Live. So here I have an individual song session pulled up in Ableton Live. This is in arrangement view. This is how I build all of my Ableton Live projects for running tracks in worship. Down here I have all of the audio files for the multi-tracks for the songs to run those backing tracks. And then up here I also have the original MP3 file of the song. So Ableton Live makes it really easy to transpose audio in just a few seconds. So go ahead and you're going to select a clip and then actually double click it. That's going to bring up clip view down here. This is where all the transposing magic is going to happen. But we want to transpose all of the applicable audio files for this song. So what I'm going to do is hold down Shift and then click down here. It's going to select all of my backing track audio files. I'm going to hold down the Command button and select the Grateful original MP3 file right here. And then I also like to deselect the drum kit because we don't need to transpose percussive tracks like drums or any other percussion-like instruments you may have in your multi-track. And now the clip view settings we have here are for all of the clips we have selected. The first thing you want to do is make sure that this warp button is enabled, so it's yellow. You also want this to be grayed out and on slave mode. Having these settings this way is going to allow you to transpose these audio files without altering the tempo of the files. Without doing that, you're going to have a lot of funky things going on here. We want this song to stay in the tempo 92.5. And then down here in this field, you need to select the correct warp mode within Ableton Live. You do not want to use beats mode. This is more ideal for percussive audio files. I recommend using Complex or Complex Pro. These are the most advanced warp modes that Ableton Live has built into it. There's a minimal difference between these two. Complex Pro is maybe a little bit better, sucks up a little bit more processing power. In my experience, either one of these two will work just fine. So I'm going to select Complex Pro. And then here under this transpose knob, I'm going to select how many semitones I want to go up or down. So let's pretend we want to transpose up a whole step. This song is originally in the key of A. Here's what it sounds like. So I'm going to go ahead and transpose it up a whole step to the key of B. So B is 2 semitones up from A. So I'm going to put 2 right here. So notice how the audio has transposed, but it still retains that quality sound. That's because I have it in Complex Pro mode. I want to show you though what it sounds like in Beats mode. You'll notice it just sounds choppier and not nearly as good as Complex or Complex Pro. So to recap what we've learned, you select the audio clips you want to transpose, make sure warp is enabled down here in clip view, and then make sure it says slave right here, select Complex or Complex Pro, and then under the transpose knob, you can adjust how many semitones you want to transpose up or down. A quick note for those of you not using Ableton Live Standard or Suite, maybe you're using the intro or light version of Ableton Live, I would recommend using the tones warp mode. One of the advanced features you get in Ableton Live Standard and Suite is having the more complex warp modes that sound better, but the tones warp mode also sounds pretty good. So that's just a quick tip for those of you using Ableton Live Intro. Well, that wraps up the Lead Worship with Ableton quick tip I have for you today. If you are serious about implementing Ableton Live in your worship ministry, I want to invite you to check out my online course, Lead Worship with Ableton. It's linked below in the description. This training is going to walk you through click by click, step by step, how to use Ableton Live to run a click, tracks, and automate lighting and lyrics in worship. It's also packed with a bunch of time-saving tips that are going to save you a bunch of headaches as you use Ableton Live on a week-to-week basis in your ministry. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up button and share it with your friends who use Ableton. You can check out some other Ableton Live videos right over here. And don't forget to subscribe to the Churchfront channel so you can continue to receive all of our latest content to help you grow yourself and grow your church.